Very nice, thank you.
Neat.
Okay.
Pays to come prepared.
Is this music a remix of like actual Pokemon music?
I think it is,
feels
yes.
familiar, but not.
Yep, I'm almost positive it is, yes.
Oh, so we're gonna come across some mutants.
Yeah, so the guy's saying, hey, mutants running amok.
Oh. Frylock's very mysterious.
Yeah. He's a trainer, he's mysterious, he's in charge of this nuclear plant.
I think he hates his son, but I think a lot of people do. Poor kid.
Yeah, so for people who don't know, who maybe aren't aware, power plants are actually some of the nuclear power plants are some of the safest forms of energy, but they get a really bad rap because
If
of
they
like
go
2
wrong-
or 3 times.
If they
that
go
they've
wrong,
gone wrong.
they go really, really wrong.
Well-
but that's why they make so sure not to have them go wrong.
Here's the thing, too, and people don't seem to realize this. When other reactors go wrong, they go just as wrong. Like, there's just as big a problem. If you have a dam that breaks, you are totally
Oh yeah, well
fucked.
if a dam breaks, you could be flooding out like people's houses. For
Yeah, it
miles.
almost always
what
will.
is happening?
This is Cedric.
Oh, it's someone that we call like have the phone.
Oh,
before?
yeah, I think the
Okay.
phone just started ringing and it didn't
Has
tell
that
us.
happened before?
It's happened a couple of times while I was training. I don't know if it's happened on cam.
So we got a Pokemon Center.
Yeah, so
Didn't
I figured there
really need
had to have been one around here somewhere.
So this like the fact that we're getting to explore the power plant, this has got to be the place where we start getting like plot.
You think so, yeah.
Yeah, like there's like, oh, the guy who runs the place is very mysterious, and he was there 10 years ago when your mom died. And oh, he wanted to build the moment the place was safe again. We know nothing about him. Like, there's something happening. Also, his Theo is so plotty. He's gonna, I don't know, like he's gonna get like seduced to the dark side, or meet up with that weird elf and they're going to team up or something.
That elf didn't seem like a bad guy, though.
No.
He just seemed like he was
neither
like,
does
really
Theo.
confused.
Yet. Theo's constantly confused.
I guess that's true. Okay.
They're going
so-
somewhere with it. Oh.
Oh, is that that's one
a
of those things.
Tancoon.
It's a Tancoon. But it's green.
Okay, cool. Let's catch it. We don't have one of these anyways.
Yeah, okay, I guess we could catch
And then
it.
we'll see if it persists in being green or if catching it does something.
Well, they said that be careful if you catch these Pokemon because they don't listen to their trainers.
This might be like a...
Oh, I killed it. Sorry, I didn't realize it was going to do that much damage.
This might be like one of those Pokemon... Which
Shadow
one was
Pokemon?
it? Yeah, like Pokemon Shadow of the Colossus or whatever, where
That's
like
an
you have
Alton.
to like tame them. Also, I like that Alton way
They
more
do
than the
have...
regular.
One of the guys was like, oh, they have such empty eyes. It's creepy. And it's like, actually, yeah, they do have empty eyes. I didn't notice. That's
yeah, well,
pretty
this
rough.
one's a little more empty. So when I was
It's
a
got bigger
kid,
eyes,
when I was
yeah.
in like middle school, I had a cat named Sauce, and that's why I decided that our unnamed Wonder Trade Alton is named Sauce, and he was an orange cat. Don't catch it.
Yeah, I know. I'm sleep powdering it.
Oh, okay.
What was that?
That was one of the
Gamma
Ouroboros.
something?
Gamma
Oh
ray.
god, it's got insomnia.
Oh, just throw a ball.
He's hulking at us, though.
Yeah, don't worry about it. But after Sauce, the next cat we got was like a dark gray black cat named Ollie. So I'm gonna... Oh, this one's a girl, so I can't... Well, I could still call it Ollie. The
Yeah,
Ollie
it
I
could be
had as
Allie.
a kid was a boy, but it was short for Olive, and that's a pretty neutral name.
Olive, I think, is a female cat name. I could see that working.
Yeah, can we name it that right now for
Yeah,
me?
sure. We'll name it that for you.
Yeah.
I gotta get up and do that, though, so give me just a sec.
The idea with Sauce was that we found him with his siblings just in our garage, and we would put out like leftovers for them because we were dumb and didn't realize cats didn't eat Hamburger Helper. I was in middle school,
Well, I
but
mean,
he
they
would
do.
like he would
They're
lick
not
the
supposed
he would
to.
lick the tomato sauce off of it, and that would be about it. And then he'd like get bored and wander off. So I decided his name was Sauce. And then Olive, I was thinking like, okay, we gave a food name to the last one. This one's got to have a food name. And as we were bringing him home from the animal shelter, just catch one of everything.
Okay, I don't know if I want to. Like, these things look really weird.
I would do it
Also, they seem
later.
to be pretty common. I gotta be honest. Like, maybe we could do it later, but not right now.
Yeah, I would
there's
do
too
it
many.
later, but it's on your PC.
Yeah, it's fine.
Anyways, when we brought Ollie home from the shelter, he kept poking his nose out of the little air holes in the carrier, and it was like, well, his nose was like this nice little, not green gray, but like that natural like gray brown sort of thing that occurs in nature. Like I don't want to say green, but it was close enough to green that I was like, he's a little olive. And then we shortened that to Ollie because he was a boy and it seemed like a better name.
Oh my god. Okay, encounter rates are really high here. I'm starting to notice.
That's because everything's all hulked up, including the RNG.
Yeah, I guess the RNG has got some kind of gamma poisoning too.
Yeah. Anyways, I haven't had pets since that. So like high school. But whenever I have a chance to get like an orange cat and a gray cat, they're always Sauce and Ollie. And if I get cats beyond that in a game or something like that, I go for other food names. Cause when we had Sauce, he was the only one of his litter who actually was like tame enough to like accept us and walk into our home and stuff. But there were like 3 or 4 others that just kind of lived in our garage. And I can't remember. I want to say they all had like Italian food names. So like maybe one of them was like spaghetti. I know one of them was like mozzarella.
Is this a PC? No, it isn't.
Yeah.
Do we not have a PC on this island?
That is odd.
Wow, I didn't even notice.
Huh.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
A little bit.
Okay, so we can't even look at that outen we just caught.
Huh. Well,
I was kind of hoping that we could. Like, I just wanted to see what it was, but it's like, no.
yeah, I don't know.
There's a PC here, but this guy's hogging it.
It might not even work.
Yeah, no, I don't think it actually does.
Are there any other buildings we can go into?
There were other buildings, but I don't think we could go into them. I will check.
Give them a check.
Just to make sure.
Tell us about your cat history.
I've had a couple of cats. They're kind of sad, but like I had.
Well, both of the cats I had. Well, one of them died, and the other, like, we had to give him away, so I don't know where he is now. But it's been like 2 decades, so like yeah, he's dead.
When I was very young, had a cat that was my mother's cat, and his name was Bobo. And I believe Bobo passed away when I was very, very young, and my mom wound up replacing him when I was like 4 years old with a cat that we got off of my uncle's ranch, and his name was Fuzz, which is a super generic name for a cat.
But wasn't it like you were like a literal toddler at the time, so you couldn't have really come up with much in the way of names?
Well, like I said, I was 3 or 4, but that cat came with that name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was his name to begin with. He was a kitten, though. He was a real little kitten, and he was the biggest out of all of the kittens, though, and that's the reason why we picked him up. My cousins really, really liked him and gave him his own name because he was like a fuzzy little ball when he was born. But he was huge, and they had just, heard, okay, well, Josh doesn't have like a cat or a pet or anything like that at home, and like his parents want him to get one. Can we just give him this cat?
Oh, let's see. Do any of these guys fight us?
Yeah, I think so. That's why I'm avoiding all of them.
Okay. Look at that sprite.
Yeah. Look at that Simpsons reactor.
Kind of is. I mean, they actually look like this.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Super scientist.
Okay, I like that sprite, first of all.
Oh,
what is this?
Paradio.
So it's got like headphones on.
Yeah, this is like a weird sound Pokemon, I guess. I don't know what the typing is. I bet you it's a fucking like fairy, and I just
it's
didn't.
What happens when a Mienfoo like has a baby with like a Whismur.
Yeah, maybe a little bit actually. Okay, that thing ruined us. I don't know if we're gonna actually be able to beat this guy because we're down a slot anyway.
Oof, well, we can always get back on the boat.
I don't think we can. I looked back there and the boat's gone.
What? Oh, okay. I told you could put that egg back.
Yeah, well, We picked it up, so I figured we may as well just continue
All
to
right.
pick it up.
And it's probably going to be something unique because, I mean, it's an egg that's given to you. They're always
great.
something. Oh.
It pulled
okay.
out something else. Does he know any bug or anything? No? Okay.
Toss out a sand tomb.
Yeah.
If nothing else, it'll continue to hurt for a bit.
For a bit, yeah. It's probably going to kill him this
Oof.
turn, though.
See how weirdly cut up that effect was?
Yeah, I noticed it the first time it did it, too.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I wound up getting Fuzz, and Fuzz was, as a kitten, he was an okay size. He clawed me up real bad when we got home because I tried to introduce him to our dog. Almost immediately. I did have a dog,
you were like
by the
3.
way. Yeah, I did have a dog, but the reason that my parents were like, Josh doesn't have a pet is because the dog belonged to my mom. That was my mom's dog from when she was in high school onward. Her
So
name
it was
was
kind
Flash.
of an old dog.
Oh yeah, she was I think she lived to be about 12 years old if I'm not mistaken, which is actually pretty young for a dog.
Yeah,
truth be
yeah,
told.
they can live longer than that.
But she was a really good. She was a little collie.
Oh, like a rough collie,
She like a sheepdog.
like a border collie.
Yeah, like a border
Okay.
collie. And the border collie was Flash, and she was really nice. And I tried to introduce her to Fuzz, and he clawed me up super bad. And I remember having to go in and like having to sit on the toilet crying while my mom was like applying as much Neosporin to me as she could.
Aww.
And I just remember
Well-
crying and asking, "Is my kitty okay? Is my kitty okay?" And mom's like, "Your cat's fine. You're the one that's hurt." Like,
And Fuzz was how old? That was a kitten when you got.
yeah,
him.
he was a brand new kitten.
So like 6 months, probably. Around
Probably, maybe even less than that. To be completely
you shouldn't
honest,
get him away from the parent too early. I don't remember what the cutoff is.
I think. Well, for dogs, it's about 8 months. I want to say.
All right.
My family has bred dogs in the past. For labs,
yeah.
anyway, it's
Yeah.
about 8 months.
Black
Might actually be
labs.
6 months.
Big
I might
old
be
dogs.
wrong. Yeah, they're pretty big. But for cats, I don't know what it is because I've never bred
Yeah.
cats. So
What color was Fuzz? I don't think
Fuzz
you've ever
was
said.
dilute orange, which is like
Okay.
a weird tan peach with orange striping.
Okay. Yeah, that's similar to Sauce was pretty thoroughly like orange tabby.
Yeah, he wasn't a tabby. I don't actually know what the hell Fuzz was. I think he was a short-haired something.
Yeah, no, I'm assuming like I'm not saying Sauce was any kind of breed. We found him
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
garage. He was a garage cat.
I found a cat in the garage once. It was a Siamese cat. I let
Bubs!
it go.
Spubs! What happened to you?
He hulked out. This is Hulk Spubs.
Spub Hulk.
Oh, God.
Gamma radiated Spubs.
Yeah. Poor Spubs.
I
Anyway,
miss
though,
Spubs.
yeah,
We
so,
should,
yeah, we
he's
should pick him back up and use him.
He's probably not going to be able to keep up with some of the stuff you find later on, but like Spubs was cool.
Probably not,
He
but
was
this thing's
pretty
kicking my
solid.
butt.
Ooh.
Yeah, but Fuzz was,
Ooh.
yeah, I didn't expect it to kill Kusi. Oh, I'm
Do
gonna
you
have to
have
immediately
Snakelet?
go back. Yeah, I do. I might put Snakelet in the front now.
Snakelet will be able to hold her own well enough. At least she'll have like a type advantage if it actually uses like a real electric attack.
Yeah, but Fuzz was we got him as
Mm-hmm.
a kitten, and he like I had him most of my life. I had him all the way up until high school, and then he ran away one day and never came back. He was about 13 years old, and the rule is if you have a cat who's very very old who disappears,
Cats can live longer than that though, right?
cats can live pretty long.
Yeah.
But if you have a cat who, actually I say 13, but he might have been more like, was he like 14? I don't know. But he disappeared, and the rule is if you have old cats and they disappear, cats are one of those weird social animals who will actually leave before they die because they don't want to have their bodies found by their family members. Like, it
Yeah.
sounds weird, but if a cat has a lot of respect for you, they'll fucking leave.
Yeah. And that's probably how that went.
Yeah.
But then you got another cat, right?
Well, if I can just keep talking about Fuzz. real
Oh,
fast.
okay. You're not done?
No. Fuzz was an amazing cat. Fuzz was, like I said, he was like an orange cat or whatever. He got really big really fast. Like, not Maine Coon big, but he got pretty big for what he was. And we had a cat next door who looked identical to him.
Oh.
Except he was Bob, and he was like slightly
Who names
smaller.
a cat Bob?
My neighbors, apparently. My neighbor was an orthodontist, so like I don't know.
That doesn't change anything? Okay.
As kittens, they hung out and they were fine together. And then as actual cats, they were less fine with each other because
They were
once
both
they
unneutered males?
yeah, because they were both unneutered males.
Yeah.
And once they got to a certain age, it was like it doesn't matter anymore. And Fuzz used to kick that cat's ass. Like I had never seen anything put a cat into a wheelchair before. I'm not kidding. Don't
I know
laugh.
he's not kidding. I'm laughing
But-
because it's just kind of amazing to think.
Fuzz put another cat in a wheelchair. I had seen them fight once as a kid, and it's like when I saw them fight, it was like, oh, well, like they are just a lot of hissing and growling, and then Fuzz pushes forward and they turn into like just a whirring ball, and I was like, oh god. And at one point, Fuzz hit Bob so bad and so hard that he broke his pelvis. And that cat had to be in a little kitty wheelchair, which is like the most depressing thing ever. And
Oh,
Bob
shit.
got Fuzz too, and he cracked Fuzz's skull open.
These cats are hardcore. I mean, all
Fuzz-
cats are.
Fuzz did not give a shit that he had a hole in his skull for like the longest. The doctor, like when we took him into the vet, was just sitting there looking at him, and he's like, your cat's very well behaved. And we're like, yeah, he's always like this around people. He fights like crazy with other animals. And the doctor's like, yeah, I can see that. And then he's just sitting there and he's like, it doesn't seem like the hole in your cat's head is bothering it in the slightest. And we're like, it probably isn't. And he wound up putting a tube in there just to drain it to make sure that there wasn't like a brain infection.
Yeah.
Outside of that, like people could pick, I swear to God, my cousins had picked Fuzz up and tossed him on numerous occasions, and he would land on his feet and just walk off. Like he didn't care. He's super chill about everything, and then he
Unless
passed
you're another
away.
cat,
Yeah.
in which case, watch out.
Yeah, he used to tear other, like not just cats, other animals. He used to tear them up to crap. That cat tried to stare down a deer once.
I don't remember this story.
Yeah,
That's cool.
okay, so I used to live in an area that had a ton of deer.
Up in the mountains.
Yeah, and I had my dog do it once, where the dog tried to like yell at a bunch of deer. And because they were like on the property and they were making a lot of ruckus and they were doing things. At one point, my dad walked outside and a buck bent down and just kind of snorted and
Like
was
a
ready
full
to...
adult with the horns and
yeah,
everything.
because it happens.
Nice.
And my dad was like, oh, this sucks. Like, because deer, especially bucks, are like really, really dangerous
like
to
that
actually
feels
be
like
around.
you should that's one of those things where it's like you're in as much trouble with a deer as you would be with a bear sometimes.
Yeah, because especially male deer like bucks, they have the big antlers and everything,
Mm-hmm.
but they're also standing on knives. Like,
Yeah, they got
deer
sharp
hooves are sharp enough to lacerate human beings open if they really wanted to, and they're used when they actually fight, because you'll see it like bucks will lock horns and then they'll stand straight up and start kicking at each other in the air. And that's because they're trying to cut each other up. And if you're really unlucky, you can just straight up die from getting kicked by a buck. And my cat ran out and stared the deer down. And the deer was just like,
Maybe it could just sense that innate predator stare.
Could have been.